Aarhus University is undergoing a major university-wide construction and renovation program called Campus 2.0. So it's independent of pro bono. The goals of Campus 2.0, there's many and they're quite high level. Broadly, it's formalized in a green certification system, DGNB. So they're targeting what's referred to as a gold standard, but we can focus it on saying, again, broadly minimizing environmental impact across many different ways of understanding that. And importantly for us, also promoting social qualities. So this is really important for the university, particularly because it's a campus. So you hear terms like having a vibrant campus, flexible study environment, offering housing for students and researchers and so on. And so there's a tremendous amount of activity happening in the university. There's a lot of exciting renovation activity, lots of innovation, lots of initiatives, lots of exciting developments that are all taking place within Campus 2.0. And again, just to make it clear that that's happening independently of pro bono. And so within pro bono, we see an opportunity. There's a general industry-wide issue across Denmark and other countries that use or refer to these green certification systems like DGNB, that there's no standard pathways to achieving DGNB goals. DGNB offers targets. There's always an open question, how should these targets be achieved? So this is our opportunity within pro bono. So we in pro bono, we're providing ideas to the university, we're pitching concepts, all towards providing roadmaps for the university in very specific cases in achieving their ambitious goals. And also to clarify, so this is unsolicited from the university. So we in pro bono are approaching the university unsolicited with our ideas, with our proposals, all for their consideration. In particular, and so when I refer to the Living Lab, Aarhus University Living Lab, this is the pro bono side. So this is our think tank. We develop some ideas. We're presenting them to the university unsolicited. They may take up the ideas, they may not. And so we are currently pursuing 3 lines of activities: flow batteries, renovation, repurposing certain structures to avoid demolition, and human-centered analysis. There are 2 sites that we target, University City and Campus Vibor. Just have those in our head for the moment. So the first activity I mentioned, flow batteries. This is with partner VisBlue. And so the idea is that we're connecting flow batteries to a planned solar panel park that's going to be installed in Campus Vibor. And the goal is advanced sustainability energy storage devices to address life cycle, environment, and life cycle cost aspects for the entire site. So we can see how that aligns with this environmental perspective. So yeah, in summary, I'm going to go into more detail in a moment. So I guess I can be a little bit quick here, but so it's replacing lithium batteries with flow batteries. That was Aarhus University's original plan. Advantages are demonstrated through LCC and LCA, or at least let's say predicted through these 2, and will be hopefully demonstrated once the flow batteries are installed and we're monitoring them. VisBlue conducted some extensive predictive life cycle analysis, and this is what was the key to getting this all to work. And so we've got confirmation from the client side now. They're really keen on these flow batteries, to the point where they've invested 2.5 times more than what pro bono is offering in terms of like budget. So that's great. The second activity is repurposing existing buildings, again on Campus Vibor, and this is mainly led by Kofi. And so the goal here is, we can say it's upcycling design strategies to repurpose existing structures specifically for new housing. And so we've got one target case at the moment, which is referred to as K45. That's the photos you see. Used to be a cattle shed, I understand. And we're looking into keeping them rather than knocking them down and repurposing them for housing. Yes, housing like 50 people. The drama in this scenario, like the sort of interest in this scenario, is that the municipality, so Viborg Kommune, has very strict regulations for accommodation, and so they would rather knock everything down and build new, just to ensure that all the regulations for housing and accommodation are met. And so we're trying to make a pitch to them to convince them that a more modern way of thinking from a life cycle perspective is to avoid demolition, and that we can get good accommodation with repurposing. And there are all sorts of other benefits, so not only in terms of environmental benefits, but also social value. So if you knock the buildings down, we lose some history. And then finally, the third activity that the Living Lab is running along is this human-centered analysis. So this is with Aarhus University, ITA Innova, and also System X. I should mention, should have put them there too. When I say social values, it's quite concrete and specific. So for example, these are two real social values that came up in actual buildings that Gustav Lom has worked on. So Gustav is also an architect who's consulted regularly by the university for his expertise in promoting social values in buildings that aren't working properly. So he's a perfect member for us in the project. Anyway, so here's two examples. So this colored corner, this green line here, is added to draw attention and encourage mobility. So there's some design decision that has a social value, encouraging mobility. Here's another example. So contrasting colors in this area also encourages mobility. So it tries to attract students to enter this space and then continue through. So the point is, the goal for us is human-centered analysis tools that make as designed social values. So these are two social values that have been designed into the building, to make these explicit and visible to a wide range of stakeholders, and therefore to ensure that these as designed social values don't get lost in the process. Good. Yeah, the major challenges here are that DGNB talks a lot about social values and social qualities, but as a concept, it's very underdeveloped. So social values are qualitative in nature. They're not so easy or we don't have tools available to really easily measure them or assess them like we do with cost or energy consumption. And they tend to refer to the subjective experience of occupants. And so there's a kind of logical question, or like logic in the sense of philosophy, of what is it exactly that we're talking about when we say it encourages mobility. So the point is that this way of thinking is not so well developed in theory and in practice, and that's what we're focusing on there. And to summarize, we can say we want to take these as designed social values and ensure that they're captured explicitly in the digital representation of the building. That's the goal. To get to that goal, there's a lot of steps on the way. Okay, good. So to summarize, we've got 3 activities: flow batteries, repurposing structures, and human-centered analysis.